This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Let's join Kyle Bauer as he visits with Russell Plashka, Workforce Development Director with the Kansas Department of Agriculture.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer visiting with Russell Plashka. He's with the Kansas Department of Agriculture as a workforce development specialist. Is that a new position with KDA or a new emphasis?
It's relatively new. It's part of the emphasis that the department has put on workforce development. How can we engage more people in agriculture? How can we get more people excited about a career in agriculture? And also, how can we work with business and industry, farmers and ranchers across the state to grow agriculture? And one of the key things that we hear back from everyone in the industry is a talented workforce, a workforce that's ready to go to work.
It appears to me you've chosen one of the areas to do that is through FFA.
Yes, one of the big initiatives that our Secretary McClaskey issued to us was how do we engage our agriculture education programs across the state more into the industry. And one of the ways is the Supervised Agriculture Experience program that every student is supposed to have a part of in FFA and an ag education program. How do we look at that SAE and how do we make sure that every student, 100% of our students, 100% of the time, have an SAE project? So one of the ways that we were able to really focus on that, the National Ag Ed Council put together an initiative to how do we change that, how do we redefine what an SAE is for a student. So Kansas, we wanted to be a part of that. We piloted a first SAE summit here at Kansas Department of Agriculture in August, and we brought together 30 ag teachers from across Kansas, a couple from Colorado actually joined us as well. And so we looked at what is an SAE, how do we change the mindset or break those paradigms in ag teachers' mind that a student, if they have an animal or an acreage or a job, they've got a ready-made SAE for FFA. How do we really change that to give students experiences in agriculture so that they might want to chase that dream as a career?
And you have another one coming up.
Yes, well, like I said, we did the one in August, and we had several teachers that said they couldn't make it. So each year, the Kansas Association of Agriculture Educators hosts their own midwinter symposium. And this year it's in Lawrence, Kansas, January 25th through the 27th. And on the 25th, we'll be hosting a one-day SAE workshop to bring those teachers in that didn't get a chance to be here in August, to really sit down and talk about those different levels of the new SAEs.
And if people want to participate in that, is that all done through their organization, or how do they do that?
That's done through the Kansas Association of Ag Education, the KAAE, the kansasaged.org website, or they can get on kansasffa.org, or they can contact the Kansas Department of Agriculture, and we can direct them to the right website for registration and participation in that event.
This is Kyle Bauer reporting from KDA. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.